So as far as outer space films go, 2013 brought us Gravity, 2014 brought us Interstellar, and now 2015 brings us The Martian. The Martian follows the story of Mark Watney, played by Matt Damon, as he is left behind on Mars and must somehow come to grips with living there, but at the same time trying to get back to Earth, even though it is very tough in doing so because everyone thinks that he died on Mars. So this is really a survival story, but at the same time, it is an American movie. Like, it just makes you proud to be an American. If you're watching this and you're not American, well, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But in all honesty, guys, this film is bursting with positives. I mean, to start things off, I was surprisingly laughing a lot during this film. In fact, I laughed more than any other film this year, including comedies, which is a surprise because this movie is like a sci-fi drama, yet it is extremely funny. Matt Damon especially did a great job with comedic timing, and I want to talk about that now for a second. Matt Damon, guys, remember that name because he will get nominated for an Oscar come the end of the year. His performance as Mark Watney was excellent. His comedic timing was on par. His facial expressions during key emotional moments were excellent. And I just also want to just say that his body transformation was also really good because he lost like 20 or 30 pounds or something like that, so he could look really thin while he was on Mars. The other performances were also good, but they weren't nearly as good. Jeff Daniels did a good job. Jessica Chastain did a good job. Kate Mara did a good job. They all did good, but they weren't as good as Matt Damon. But now I also want to talk about Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott, he's had a bumpy last couple of years with films. I've liked some of them, but I know a lot of people that don't. But this is the film in which people are going to look back and say, oh yeah, this is where he kind of restarted his career, where he proved to everyone that age doesn't matter as far as directing goes, because he is, if I'm not mistaken, in his late 60s, and yet he directed The Martian, which is a beautifully filmed movie that is well edited, 140 minutes, but it doesn't feel like it, and just extremely entertaining. It is just so entertaining, so awesome to watch. These actors just banter back and forth. And even when they don't banter back and forth, it is just awesome to see Matt Damon on Mars and be able to make you riveted. Like, you don't know what's going to happen until the final act, in which case you do. But the final act is nonetheless well done, and there are some intense moments. With all these positives that I've mentioned, I now have to mention the negatives, which are nitpicks as far as negatives go. That being the screenwriting. The screenwriting, it is well written, but I think they could have gone the extra yard to make things a tad more bumpy for, Mark Watney and his crew. But that necessarily isn't the scriptwriter's fault. It could be the book's fault because this was a book before. But again, it's just a nitpick that, they could have made things less predictable. But that's one little flaw, guys. This is nonetheless a film that you can take your family to see. You can take your friends to see. You can ask a girl out and take her to see it. This is one of those movies, guys. Please see it in theaters. I will be giving The Martian a 4.5 out of 5-star rating, or if there's like a letter grade, an A-. Please see this in theaters, guys. As always, thank you very much for watching. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, do so now. Have a good rest of your day.